Hello everyone, my name is Many. I just wanted to do a quick presentation about the intrapartum assessment tool that we have developed here at Imperial College, and we can hopefully use it in order to help with some of the Saving Baby Lives elements. So why use this tool? The latest version, as I mentioned, of Saving Baby Lives introduces a more holistic approach to reviews. We now need to provide evidence of documented reviews of both fetal and maternal well-being on an hourly basis. We need to provide evidence of a risk assessment at the onset of labour, of the most appropriate method for fetal monitoring. And we still need to provide evidence of fresh eyes being completed with the buddy system. And finally, this tool could provide an instant overview of all significant features and help with assessment and escalation of concerns. Why on paper? We are aiming for this to be integrated in Cerner, but this will take some time until it happens. A trial phase on paper will, with the option of the users providing feedback, will strengthen the tool to improve use and care provided. Preliminary discussions with the Cerner team indicate that the integration of this tool to Cerner would be possible, and there is a need, however, for this to happen. We need to all agree across Northwest London trusts with what we want it to show and what we want them to build for us, as we're all going to be using the same tool on Cerner. So the tool is named Holistic Intrapartum Assessment Tool. As you can see, it has some basic identifiers as the patient sticker, as well as a timeline of gestation of labour, parity and date and time using the tool. Then all the parameters that it will show have an hourly timetable. This does not mean that you need to perform these assessments on an hourly basis. You perform them as per normal practice and document them in the relevant box. Then, as we progress through labour, one would be able to see the story of the labour at a glance in a timetable format. So first is a mu score. Here you would put the final score of the observations you took. You would still need to enter the full set of observations as normal on Cerner. I want to point out here that at this paper phase, obviously we will have some duplication of documentation on this tool and on Cerner. The idea is, however, that once finalized and agreed, then we could transfer it on a dashboard type on Cerner and stop the duplication. Moving on, we have the partogram. Obviously this would not be an hourly assessment. As I mentioned before, you do the assessment as indicated and document your findings. This then provides an overview at a glance. Then we have the risk assessment for the method of fetal monitoring. This is a one-time assessment and should take place at the onset of labour. We have included the option to identify women who decline monitoring or women who decline the method indicated by our risk assessment, be that someone who declines continuous monitoring and only wants intermittent auscultation, or someone who is low risk and can have intermittent auscultation but wants to have continuous monitoring instead. Then we have fetal heart monitoring. Here you are meant to just tick the classification of the CTG or intermittent auscultation. And just to mention, fresh eyes again still need to be done on Cerner as we have been doing. And then the main new feature coming in is this risk factor cumulative score. You will have a list of risk factors on the side of the paper where we have just put a key risk factors. Obviously there might be more risk factors which we can document on Cerner or even in the comment section that you will see further on in this paper. But this is just a guide. So you have the key risk factors on the side. where most will be known before the onset of labour, and at the bottom there are some intrapartum risk factors. The idea is we score the risks at the start of labour, and then if we see as labour progresses that the risk factors are increasing, this would be a prompt to escalate for a review. Also, just to point out that if this gets into Cerner, if we have entered these risk factors antenatally in a correct way, then Cerner would be able to auto-populate these when we go into the tool page, or at least that's the idea. And then it will make documentation as well as data collection for audits, research a million times easier. We have added an area for additional comments. This should be anything related to the care provided if you wish to add it here. In these boxes we ask for the members of staff completing this tool to print their name. And finally, this is a QR code which staff members can use by scanning with a phone, and it will redirect them to a feedback questionnaire page. And we have already included a question in order to distinguish the source of feedback by trust. Other than that, it would be an anonymous feedback form. And as this is a paper format at this stage, we have it on a double-sided sheet and it covers a 24-hour period. The main difference, this is the second page, the back page, let's say. So the main difference on this page, other than the timeline, is that there is a larger comments box available, and we have removed the method of fetal monitoring risk assessment, as this is only indicated at the onset of labour. Hopefully, other than just improving care, this tool would help with handovers, or in case of an emergency, someone can have a look at the sheet and get a summary at a glance of where we are. This is the QR code which was included in the printout sheet that I just showed you, and the option of using a link as well for the same feedback if someone prefers. Thank you very much.